playing this map, Valkyrie, for the first time on LAN. What can you expect from him? Here we go.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to start with Gunless, rocking that PPSH. Again, this is a 3-sub map.
Gunless, vision on a couple here. Not able to finish either, though, as Slack able to pick up the kill, but Rise will get set up here inside of Ventilation. Everybody drops, though. It's going to be TJ by himself with basically 4 doorways to watch, and that won't go very well. So quick break for Luminosity. They're set up. They've already got one at the mid-street there in Octane, and Octane just cuts down the entire spawn of Rise Nation as they try to get across. Special stuff from this player.
Yeah, he's already
stupendous, man.
He's already on a 4 spree. He's working towards those streaks again. He has the entire cross. That's the big gunfight right there. Methods versus Octane. You have to watch that one in the entire map. Rise Nation, they're trying to push through towards this office. Sorry, this operations building. They're trying to work through that to get that second hill and get control of those spawns, and it looks like they have done so, but there's still 2 players left of Luminosity.
Yeah, a bit of a split here now for Luminosity. Can they make the plays to get across the map? You see the transition now coming in from Rise Nation. Looney just holding till he gets a bit of help. His teammate dies out back in JCap, and now he's going to move on in. Can he win the one-on-one? He does just that. The hipfire connects, tries to pre-aim the door. Not able to do it. Now Luminosity going to enjoy an early setup here. We'll see if they can pin Rise.
Yeah, John was able to win a big 1v1 in the back, and JCap going on a flank here, able to find one. Finds a second as well. A great play from Cap, just cuts through the middle building. That's 3, make it 4 down for Rise Nation.
This is perfect here from Luminosity. Streak starting to build for the team. What a start. JCap and Octane combined for 14 and 4 right now. Stellar stuff from them. Just trying to get across mid-map as Rise Nation. There's still 25 seconds remaining here, and they can't get anywhere as LG has it completely locked down. They've got to give up on this hard point entirely, and this is going to be an early and a big lead for LG.
Yeah, they're going to have about a 50-second lead as we go into this next building. This next hill, hill number 3, again, with Valkyrie, every single one, you can just get a good amount of time. Storage bunker is up next. You can see where that number 3 player is. That's Gunless. That's where the hill's going to be located. But Rise have a very nice spread across the map. They can basically see all those angles.
Octane, gonna say, just trying to get these streaks. He's able to do it as he wins that gunfight. The streak now up to 5. Now Streak's not going to be the most influential on this map, as Gunless will be able to finally take him down, but still, you like to have him Gunless now with a 3-piece of his own.
Those are his first 3 kills.
That's one way to get going, right? And he might actually build into streaks off of this, but you have the perfect hold on the other side operations. Now in the storage bunker, it's going to be all Rise Nation as they get the early setup. And like you mentioned, this is a hard point, which just about every map you can pick up a lot of time, especially with your leader, Looney, making plays like that.
Yeah, what is Luminosity going to decide to do? It looks like they're going to try and push through ventilation. You can see there's one player, that's Gunless, already over there rotating, but 2 go down. Gunless, the last player left in office, trying to hold this down for Rise Nation, not able to do so. A nice break from Luminosity as they set up for office. They have back control. A streak coming in for Octane. He's just trying to get as much information as possible. Again, that's why streaks aren't too useful. There's a lot of building cover.
A lot of bunkers.
Yes.
Throughout the entire map. But it was, what, 2 hard points ago. Very good hold from Luminosity. Rise answer back with a flawless hold of their own. Early setup from LG, but there is a pinch opportunity here. Octane just destroys the pinch as he's able to win that gunfight. Slack in another one-on-one, that goes his way. So Luminosity enjoying another chunk of time. Slack working towards some streaks of his own. Octane building once again as he's at 13 and 5. He's continuing the stellar performance here.
Yeah, and they have those streaks, right? And Smokestacks, the next hill is the one where you can play a little greedy. That's where it is outside. Those streaks are a bit more effective. So LG, they don't have to worry too much about the rotation. They're going to get these final 15 seconds. You can see where Rise Nation is set up. They have that full spread across. Let's see how Luminosity tries to break. I imagine that fighter pilot going to come down.
Probably going to wait for the member to spawn here, and now it comes in, spotting what he can. Gets information, but doesn't even get a hit marker on anything, so not going to provide much of anything. Slack, though, still working on the streaks. Maybe he can pick up some that'll be the difference in trying to crack on through here. But as John gets cut down, Slack gets dropped. He did get the fighter pilot, though, so Slack gets one streak to work with. Maybe he'll invest it here. Maybe they're just going to try and do the 4-man flood. They got a close spawn, and they're trying to push on through. One player drops for Rise Nation. They're going to use the fighter pilot behind that. Gunless will get finished. TJ weekend, but they hold. Looney goes big with 2 kills and still stays strong on the hard point. Unfortunately, it's a teammate, so all that work from Looney where you hold inside, and unfortunately, I believe Methods is able to, okay, well, I say Methods makes up for it in a moment with those kills, but that's still going to be, if Looney hasn't dropped there, the team kill, it's probably, what, a solid 10, 15 seconds that you would have had for Rise?
Yeah, and you can see Luminosity, they're going to try and get to scrap time. I was also going to say, yes, those fighter pilots, they weren't too effective, but they keep Rise Nation off that hill. As we're going to go back towards that ventilation room, Rise will have control of it. Luminosity, this is going to be a tough break again. If Rise Nation can get set up.
Anything big from that first set of rotations, and it really stood out the edge for Luminosity.
I think Luminosity, just their ability to break through that storage bunker to office, I think that's the key difference so far. They get the final 10 in storage, and again, another break for ventilation. I mean, it just seems like Rise Nation, they're winning rotations, but that first set of gunfights is going LG's way.
Well, think about LG versus Optic earlier on London Docks. Early setups from Optic Gaming, Luminosity, time and time again, were able to crack on through and turn it into a lot of time. It's kind of nice when you don't have to have the rotation and can still make the plays, but as we say that, Rise Nation gets right back in control. They've still got 30 or so points they can tally up here. They've kept it close. They're obviously still very much in striking distance, and the way you can string together hard points on this map, they can get it done. But when John's shooting like that, they need him to, because he's 11 and 15 right now, and we haven't seen, I guess, the superstar John necessarily in a consistent fashion today.
Yeah, but they haven't needed to, right? Look at JCap, 20 and 15, having a great game again. He's been playing so well this event. Luminosity, they're set up for this operations bunker. Slack's pushing out this front elbow. Had some help watching over him, able to find 2. That's a great job from him.
LG can probably get close to putting the game at least somewhat out of reach here if they can get the full time. 2 more players trying to push across from Rise Nation. Octane already set up inside. Gunless is 2 kills. He's going to isolate then 2 players inside. 1 drop. Slack last man up. He's getting pinched from everywhere, and you needed that break. Without that, if LG holds, this game's probably over, but Rise Nation do enough to get in.
Yeah, they definitely do. Luminosity just trying to flood on through.
Wow, that is big.
Yeah, now you have Gunless working on some streaks here, 15 and 8, but he's on a 3 spree. You can see LG, they're basically going to give this one up. They're going to have 1 player. That's going to be Octane, just hold that storage. The other guys may try and get some time, but they're just giving points. They're giving points towards those streaks for Rise Nation.
TJ just trying to find the opening, but Slack there, prone in the corner, able to get the better of him. But now, with a couple ticks here, let's rotate to our next hardpoint. You see a nice setup from Luminosity. Who's going to get this opening pick for Rise Nation if they're going to crack on through? You can see a difficult gunfight TJ is about to get into at top window. Methods wants to streak behind this. That's going to at least take out Slack, but 2 kills do come in for LG. They're still holding. Everybody else does their job. Rise Nation still not able to break through. Luminosity about to hit the 200-point mark and get closer and closer to taking game 1 in our winner's bracket final.
Yeah, Slack able to stay alive towards that ventilation. You have Octane pushing out this way. They even have control for office, but finally Methods and Gunless are here. Great shots out of Methods. But LG, they're just flooding on in.
How well has LG played this, considering they have not played it on LAN yet? This has been special.
Definitely has. J-Cap able to pick up 3, 25 and 19 from Cap. Slack gonna push this out, and again, as we head into this office, LG have full control, right exactly where they're spawning. Rise Nation, they're gonna try and push through this storage bunker.
All right, they're able to get in for at least a little bit of time, but Luminosity now up to 225, the lead. Right around a minute right now. Octane connects with the hip fire, finishes off 1 more. Big kills from Octane, streaks coming in from Methods. They'll get 1 kill, but there's only 1 person really able to make noise around the hardpoint. That's gonna be Looney. Peeks the edge, and the nade from Gunless actually able to help him out a little bit. Maybe that's what you need to get the break, because you have a 3-on-2 here for a moment. 2 players rotating in from LG. They're trying to hold here at the front. They can end the game here. Slack wins the gunfight. This might be it.
Yeah, Slack doing a great job playing his life. He knew his teammates were coming through the front, able to find 1 more. There's 1 player left. That's Methods. He seems stunned. A great play out of Slack down a 4 spree.
The first time LG play Valkyrie on LAN, and it is a convincing victory over Rise Nation. And I'll tell you what, JCap is having one hell of an event.
He definitely is. He's been the catalyst for Luminosity, him and Octane, really. I mean, obviously in that last series that we saw them play, you saw Slack have some moments in Search and Destroy, able to step it up and capture the flag. But that man on your screen right there, Jordan Kaplan, has been an absolute beast.
He certainly has. And remember, you got two teams here kind of looking for revenge from the last major open. You've heard it from Luminosity. They thought they should have won in the grand final. Come back in 2 best-of-5s in Team Caliber. Rise Nation got 3rd, and they felt they could have pushed it to the grand final. So a lot to play for here. Remember, $200,000 on the line. Yeah, your top team from Division A, your top team from Division B. I can't believe how like kind of perfectly it's worked out in the winners bracket, man.
Yeah, and we're going to Ardent. I believe Ardent Forest, right? Search and destroy, and then Ardent Forest capture the flag. This was a map earlier where, again, Rise, they lost the first map. They play Envy on this one, and they get right back into the series. That's been the thing for Rise Nation. Yes, they're a solid hardpoint team, but they're good across all 3 game types. That's why they've been so special to watch. Luminosity, we know how they like to play Ardent Forest. Very B heavy. They go very quick, so you have to look at guys like TJ and Methods on that B site to be able to lock it down.
Well, yeah, I mean, that might be the difference maker. Like, who on B is going to be the one to get those early picks if you're on defense and slow down the onslaught from Luminosity? Because, like you said, when we were casting their division, they were having their way with whoever was on defense at B, just literally bullying their way. In some way, sometimes, yes, it was against lesser opponents, for sure, but will it be harder against Rise Nation? Absolutely, but God, I don't know, man. When these guys are in sync, it's just there's so much selfish play across it, all willing to bait for each other. That guy might need to be the difference maker, man. We saw what he did just, well, throughout the course of this weekend, and most notably in that final match against Optic in the Pro League where he just shredded them across a 3-0.
And I wonder if Rise Nation, right? You lose Valkyrie back-to-back in, 2 series in a row. Maybe do you make some adjustments moving forward? If they lose this series, if they drop the losers bracket, even if they play LG again in the grand final, not sure if they want to replay that one again. They've lost 2 in a row.
That's true. You want to kind of keep the results of these maps in mind because there could be another matchup like this, depending on how it goes through the losers bracket. We still got a lot of Call of Duty left today. I know we're deep into Sunday. Shot of Octane there. One of the best players in the game. He has been so clutch. Believes in this team. He's been frustrated at times with the way they perform, but they've had the resilience, man. Like, it's crazy to think that Luminosity easily could have had a very tough matchup against Envy in the first round. They could have dropped the Mind Freak in winners round 1 as well. It's kind of unbelievable that they've gotten to this point considering how they play, but statistically, Octane,
ridiculous.
Pretty damn impressive, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, just across all 3 game types. Obviously, hardpoint 1.29, S&D 1.12. That's sort of the big thing, right? I believe in Pro League, he right now has like a 2.2.
Yeah, I mean, granted, we've only had one set of the round robin.
It's still
2 weeks, but it's absurd. I mean, we were impressed when TJ had a 1.6 something, above a 2, and Search and Destroy is just nuts. Especially for a guy, if you think about the first half of Infinite Warfare last year, he really struggled in it, finally picked it up, and it seems he's certainly figured it out. I still think one of the craziest statistics we saw coming into this event from the Pro League, for the top 5 of all players in assists, 3 of them come from Luminosity. Slack, John, and Cap all lead in assists. That says one thing. One, they're fantastic getting around the map and baiting for Octane. Octane also very good at not missing and finishing those kills.
I was just going to say, yeah, if you're Octane, you're having a ton of fun finishing those weak players, but that just says that those 3 guys, they just push with one another. They're constantly trading. You saw that in that game 1 where they win by 100 points.
Map 1, LG victory. Map 2, Ardent Forest, Search and Destroy. Oh my God. Can TJ take over this search like we've seen so many times? Can Octane continue the hot streak he's had in that mode?
Well, I think it was on Rise Nation. It was Methods, who I believe had 13 versus Envy earlier. It was, I believe, 3-1 Envy, and then they bring it back. Methods get some streaks. So he could be that guy again. He's going to be the guy, him and TJ defending that B site.
All right, and this is what we expected from them. A 4-hit through Bell. They can do it so well. Can TJ and Methods deal with the pressure about to come in? Some smokes are out. Methods tries to get top very quickly. Tag with 1 grenade, and there's the opening kill. Slack, though, pushes into you, but it's Methods still holding on. 3 for Methods! Unbelievable stuff. He should be traded out. Now it's quickly going to be a 1v1. Octane up top, able to win the gunfight. Gunless doesn't have the position there, but almost beams him.
Yeah, some nice shots there, but that's what Luminosity does. They smoke out that B site. They make TJ and Methods uncomfortable. Methods does a great job responding, but they put Octane in that favorable 1v1, and he clutches it.
And typically, it's just the way they're able to trade. I mean, even though Methods, think about what Methods did there and the fact that LG's still able to win the round. That is why, how do you deal with it? Do you stack 3 inside B on defense? I don't know. We're going to have to see how Rise tries off to deal with it, man.
We definitely will. Now we have Luminosity on the defense. It looks like Rise. They send 3 middle, 1 guy through Bell. You can see LG send 3. That's a big nade from Gunless.
There's the opening pick.
Are they
going to second?
Well, they are now. Are they going to expect a 3rd guy here? Slack now left in a 1 versus 3. Some quick trades back and forth, and well, the game's tied 1-1.
I think the big thing here is going to see how teams adapt to dealing with pressure on B. I mean, that's what we've seen throughout the course of this map. how teams adjust. And then once you do adjust, the team hits A.
Right.
That's what makes it so difficult. It's a bit of a guessing game for sure. Gunless has been superb. They'll need every bit of that here if they're going to take the winners bracket final and get into that grand final. But now offense back to LG.
Now looks like a much different round here from Luminosity. Looney, he has that Expeditionary on, so he gets a stun hit marker and a nade hit marker. Spots Octane, nice shots on the Octane, but knows there's pressure middle.
Wow.
TJ and Looney locking this push down.
That is one way to deal with the offense. Incredible stuff. Cap gonna have to try and clutch this up. Only favorable thing for him is he's got a lot of time to work with and relatively spread team from Rise Nation, but as he gets tagged, Looney should peek. Looney not able to finish the kill. Cap knows he has to try and get towards this bomb. At close corner, not able to win it. Maybe still a little bit weak, but Looney opens it up. You know, he beams Octane trying to get to that cross the cave, and from there, everything falls apart.
Yeah, and he just gets so much information, right? That stun right off the bat just lets him know that he has pressure middle. And he's able to peek that A site, finds Octane. A great round from them. I would have loved to seen that LG just continue to go B. I felt like they didn't need to switch it up. They won that round. Force those adjustments to come from Rise Nation.
And that might have been the thought. They thought they were going to over-adjust, and they tried to hit midday. But, yeah, sometimes if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? Now, offense back to Rise. Can they push this out to a 3-1 lead? Looney, with that armored class, is able to push right through the stun. TJ gets a first blood. That's 4 first bloods now for Rise as they are smoking LG right now. It's like every round for these last 3. It's been somebody stuck in a 1v4, 1v3 for Luminosity. JCap's turn last time. Now Slack needs to do it in even more difficult situation since bomb's been planted for Rise Nation.
Yeah, John was the key player there. He was the only player on A site. As soon as Cap goes down in middle, John's in that cabin. He loses that gunfight to TJ. That lets Rise know that, hey, A bomb site's open. They even have Gunless towards that B side just to put some pressure on it. But now 1 versus 3 for Slack, 20 seconds left, just trying to find anything he can.
Not much he can do until he deals with TJ there and K, but Looney gonna come soaring out. Another round to Rise Nation.
Looney's got to be close to streaks, right?
We'll have to check at the beginning of this round, but you would think. So you got what, at least 2 in the previous round?
Yeah, 3. He got 3 in the previous, 1 there.
We'll check it as soon as we hop in. But now it's interesting to see what is Luminosity going to do here on offense. Do they go back to kind of that 4 bell hit?
I think you go back to the bread and butter.
So it's worked for them time and time again. Yeah, real close to streaks. There's that Expeditionary stun over the mid. Able to hit, I believe, look at JCap and Slack. And Looney on the other side, he did the opposite. You know, he goes armored and just able to sprint up the middle and help.
Yeah, Luminosity, they're spread across. A pretty slow default. You have John all the way towards that A side with a sniper rifle as well. I wonder if they think that Looney has got streaks, because you saw that 2 players got stunned. So yeah, you have a ton of mountain. I think they think Looney already has them.
Well, he's darn close. John just trying to get this opening pick. Gunless doing a good job just holding this wood wall. He spotted him for a sound. I think thought he saw him in cabin, but that's not going to be the case. So Gunless able to gun John. Nice shots from Methods there as well as he's holding on to B. Looney just looking for an assist for anything here.
And I love that play by Methods. Doesn't overcommit to anything. Knows they have man advantage as soon as he has to get that. And Luminosity, they have to put the bomb down.
Can they finish Methods before he gets safe? Nope, he's able to back up. And Looney's got his cross. Methods even guns him. Octane's going to push. Octane will be finished. And that is, what, 4 in a row here for Rise Nation, as they've just utterly taken over this game, too.
Definitely have some great defensive rounds and so much information gained from Looney. He hits that stun and knows that no players have armored, right? They overcommit to that mountain division. And, well, now he has the streak, so it's a little bit different. We'll see how Rise is going to approach the round with these streaks.
Just nothing has come remotely close to working for LG since that first round. Like, not that it was easy. Method's got 3 kills and ended up at a 1v1, but since then, just no luck at all. We know how crucial S&D is going to be to winning this weekend. So far, Rise Nation has been spectacular.
Look at the adjustment Luminosity makes. That smoke goes down middle and 3 push up that middle alley. One gets traded out. TJ still alive, but Gunless doesn't expect that extra aggression. They know a bomb site should be free. There's one player there. That's JCap. He's watching across. Some nice shots on the Looney.
Nice shots. JCap, there you go. All right, so slowly bleeding a little bit. Good defensive round, and I think it's the aggression from John and company that pay off. What slacked up mid-map. John hits up into Bell. You know, if it's not working, maybe just add a little bit of aggression to the mix. See if you can catch people off guard, and that certainly worked. You see Cap trying to talk it through with the team right now. The two-time world champ looking for a victory here this weekend.
Yeah, we shall see what they do. The one difference maker has been Rise Nation's, defensive holds. They've been so good on it. And LG, they're continuing to go towards this site. Gunless, he's going to throw that stun down. He's going to see that smoke pop. John able to get that first nade. Great nades out of Luminosity. Can they get through now? There we go. John able to get that pick on Looney, and that's no more streaks.
Yep, and John's got 3 kills now in a row. John, a big part of the reason their defense worked out last round. Now, incredible stuff on offense. That opening nade, the opening they needed. But Methods trying to give him a chance this round. Yeah, you cannot get picked there. TJ almost beams him off of wood. Oh my God, a team kill. Okay, he at least finishes TJ. That could have really ended up costing him, but Methods at least has a chance in this round. This is one of the tougher gunfights in the game to try and take him off this bomb. He's gonna peek it. Nice shots there. Methods gets the headshot. He's got Octane to deal with at the rock. 1 versus 1. Spots him and Methods beams him. What a play. 3 in a row on his feet. Those are not easy gunfights. That first one was disgusting.
Yeah, it definitely was. And
wow.
I mean, that Luminosity player, maybe you could say, could have backed down from that challenge as Prone's behind that bomb. But yeah, watch this replay. This first shot on the Slack.
Jeez.
Gets that headshot and then Octane. He knows he's here. This bomb, though, just such a nice position. Great shots there as well.
Yeah, I mean, he has the advantage of it in that one for sure. But the first, whew, yeah, a little bit of a deep breath there for Methods as he was hyped.
And again, when they won this against Envy, it was Methods who dropped double digits. So having a great game here. Still have streaks from Looney. I imagine he's going to call those in. Nobody picked up the phone. There we go.
Hello? Not able to spot anything. Everybody in Mountain right now, outside of, I believe, John. They're starting to push on in through you. John, the first gunfight with Looney. Looney able to win it. That could be the first blood that seals it. TJ follows it up. Octane in one of the harder gunfights of the game as well. He's going to have to back down, but Slacked gets a kill to give them a chance now. 2v3. Method's still holding in the back.
Say, if Looney was still alive, he'd commit to that fighter pilot, but he's not. 35 seconds left. Octane with great shots right there, and Slacked again. This is what, a 4v2?
Oh my God, what a kill from Octane to pick Gunless in top ruins. Bomb will get planted. Methods is going to be so close to streaks here. Just 25 off. Can he at least find a kill in this?
Can he do it again?
Did they see him cross? Oh, he still hasn't spotted him. He is so dead. So dead. Just couldn't get the angle, couldn't spot him. And Luminosity lived to see another round. Slacked will be up to 450 here in points as he works towards streaks. Incredible round for Slacked. Was that 2v3 or 2v4?
2v4.
Oh, yeah, 2v4. Yeah. Because it was what? Looney got the first kill on you. TJ followed it up.
The big thing was, too, is Octane doesn't overcommit. So he knows that Slack picks that up, and then they get together, right? They make it a 3 versus 2. If Octane overcommits, then it's a 3v1. That round goes away.
And you saw 2 different times where the player at top ruins just got a little bit unfortunate with not being able to spot him. Like Gunless was trying to figure out where they were coming from. Octane rips his head off. Then Methods there at the end just doesn't see him pushing that Bell side and gets caught. Luminosity has to be perfect. They need to win 3 rounds in a row here.
This would be a big pick because Looney has that fighter pilot.
Oh, right over his shoulder.
Yep, good job by Looney to back down. Knows how crucial his life is. Yep, there he goes. He calls it in. He's going to spot some players, I imagine, John. Nope, but Methods pushes up. He knows those guys have to go into that Bell.
Methods should be dead. Just say you just saw Slack toss a nade, so they're able to trade that out at least. Now to get John in position to maybe hit a snipe, but he's going to whiff that on Looney. Looney just somehow narrowly escaping these John snipes. Everybody dropping now. TJ may have done it there with 2 kills. Slacked by himself. He's backed up now into Bell. The only good thing is no one's pushed mid-map to kind of pin him here, but with only 35 seconds, it may be time that ultimately pins him. Now wrapping back will be Gunless. He's going to get the angle. Slacked, I like this. Tries to crawl out. Sees him for just a moment. Picks up 1 kill. Oh, I got some streaks, but it is too late. Rise tie up the series at 1-1. Their search and destroy continues to be lights out.
And the big thing was in that round is John just peeks out a little bit too far. I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe if you have the old car 98 right there, you get that kill. But, I mean, TJ just cleans up too. That offense just gets shut down. A great game out of Rise Nation.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried once LG, you know, they clutched that 2v4. You think things might fall apart, but that's true. No, Luminosity, they win the game 1. Rise Nation answer back in game 2. Two of the best teams in North America. You're top in Division A, top in Division B, fighting right now for a chance in the grand finals. CTF, the swing game, coming up next.
When I first got out, 6 months, I couldn't find a job.
I spent a year looking for a job. A year.
When they see the Marine Corps on my resume, their mind goes off into
mindless drone.
Brainwashed.
Uneducated.
They don't want you diving under a desk if someone drops something.
Hey, you're a Marine, why don't you mop this floor?
You're in the military, perfect. We have a security position. It's $9 an hour, you'll love it, because you get to hold a gun again.
We're not looking for special handouts, just a little bit of a nudge in the right direction.
Give me a chance. Let me prove myself.
I cannot tell you how many times I heard this. Thank you for your service. That's always appreciated, and it never gets old. It never gets old. Of course, a job's better.
Give them a chance. It's all about adapting and doing more with less in the military, so, just give them a chance.
Welcome back. Winners bracket final here, tied up at 1-1. Luminosity get the early advantage on Valkyrie. Hard point, Rise Nation answer back on Arden Forest, Search and Destroy. Now, headed to CTF. It certainly feels like a series that's going the entire distance, Joe.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. I mean, both teams, Luminosity dominated game one. Rise Nation, they respond very quickly. A great defense on that Arden Forest. And then, well, we're going to go to Arden Forest CTF. And I feel like this is one where it's kind of a 50-50, right? You obviously have the guys on Luminosity who have been so good, but Rise Nation, we know they love this map.
And this particular map, it is very, very big. Who gets that opening spawn pushing towards bunker? If you can get early lead, pick up some streaks, you can definitely have a bit of a snowball in the game. So it's going to be LG with the advantage with regards to the spawn early in this one. We'll see what they can do. If you're Rise Nation, you just need to make sure Luminosity does not strike early and often. Don't let them build any streaks. Heck, you're even trying to play for a 0-0 headed into the next half.
Yeah, you definitely are. Method's locking down this cave area right now. He's going to have some pressure to his left, but Looney finds two. Wow, great gunfight there, and that's 4 dead. Looney, he's going to head over towards those ruins. That's where this, attack is going to start for Rise.
Well, they've got a decent fan across the map right now, so they're going to continue to be spawning them deep. Nice win from JCap there as he's coming out of spawn. You still have TJ here in ruins. Doesn't spot the one to his left. Looks like, for now, Luminosity going to clear. So there they'll be able to hold serve. You don't allow Rise Nation to at least strike first. And that's why it's tough from that side of the map. You get 4 down, you still have to kill another wave. They spawn deep, and they're able to make the play on defense.
Or they spawn cabin over extending your base. They get a counter pull.
Yeah, it's tough. It's very,
There's a lot of things that can go wrong. So as you said, Rise Nation trying to play a little bit more defensive. TJ with a nice win there, but Octane already pushed up towards that bunker.
Octane knows he's got to be careful, though. He needs some help here. He gets some information, I believe, with that grenade. He knows they're spawning deep. He hasn't forced anything Bell. One player did pop Bell. That's actually going to be gunless, but TJ and Looney doing enough here on defense. Method, some nice shots there, just a peek and rip slacked. Gunless overextending here, Joe.
Yep, Gunless is holding this. He just needs to hold it. He's trying to get a few spawn kills. Doesn't, unfortunately. I would have loved to see him just wait there, right? Wait for your teammates. Now they have to wait for him to come off spawn. Looney, though, going to take it to him. A nice stun out of slacked. Just great defensive holds from both teams.
You see Methods now holding by cabin, but look at the push coming in from Slack. He's wrapped all the way through Bell. Now, obviously, this is where you want to try and spawn Rise Nation, but he's just trying to see if he can get some picks.
Yeah, Looney's trying to spot him. You see him jumping. He was jumping that corner. He knows something up. Looney takes him down, and there we go. Rise Nation, they find 3 with Cap there to respond, and Methods. Can he get a pull out? Is he going to force that cabin spawn? Doesn't look like it. But can he get around this corner? Shots coming in. He's stunned as well.
Oh my!
He's gonna have help. He's gonna have help from Ruins. Looney as well gets that cut.
He just gets in. He just gets in time. Slacked is gonna end up dropping. You still got TJ here to help, but look at on the other side of the map.
Cap.
You talked about that cabin spawn. Cap is able to spawn out, now get a touch. It's gonna be all on Gunless. There's gonna be a one-on-one here. Oh, he's actually wrapping back. Gunless should have him pinned here. Gunless should have him pinned here, but you don't pin JCap.
Oh.
You shoot him in the back.
There we go. Methods get streaks. He can use these for offense or defense. Would have loved to see Cap there just maybe try to take that one-on-one and then not turn, just try to get away. Almost makes the hero play, though, as those two players line up, and they're slacked. Getting inside that bunker, trying to stay alive. Maybe Methods, maybe they invest a streak here, but Gunless is there to shut it down.
That is a huge score from Rise Nation on the less preferred side, but now it's going to be a touch coming in from Luminosity. Looney, though, doing his best to hold. He's the general on this team. I want to hear the comms from the squad as they're trying to hold the push. Let's toss it to an Astro Listen in here with Rise Nation.
Kevin on me, Kevin.
Yeah, at the stump.
I shouldn't challenge it. He's weak.
I'm stunning from bunker.
Watch out,
Absolute in their base. Cap. 1 bullet. He's fucking tank.
Sam's gonna push up over here, bro.
I don't see him. Oh, the cave
right now, guys.
Pushing up the side bunker.
I'm up in 1. I'm up.
Side bunkers. John, 1 shot side bunker.
They can get pinched here. They're getting a good push.
Got him.
Nice.
I stunned middle.
Got 2.
Nice middle.
Nice.
Good shit, Pierce. Let's go.
I think one more is gonna be here.
I'm going right.
Wing fire.
Check corner. We're looking for
Slack. Mountain.
I'm pushing up wall. Pass.
Got mountain.
Middle.
Okay, you have my 4th.
They have streaks. Yeah. Watching middle. It's cold right. Hold right. I'm stunned middle. Just keep hold right.
Now who needs help?
Yeah, two down. Let me help right.
I'm holding left.
Copy your
I'm gonna throw a stun, Teach.
Pick a middle. Help right. I got you. Do not move. 2 right.
Sam
and John.
One to pack
there. 2 you. They're weak far right.
I'm hitting this guy pretty slope.
Okay.
I killed him.
You can put it. I'm gonna glide.
yeah.
Glide.
I got one middle. Pick up Bella spawns.
I'm gonna
Pull
take
to me,
cabin.
pull to me, pull to me, pull to me.
I think he's you.
It's on me. One shot, John.
Behind you as well.
We backed him up.
They do get a touch there, but I'll tell you one thing that stood out to me a little bit that, Joe, I heard that Looney wasn't feeling well this morning. He sounded under the weather in that listening, at least to me.
Yeah, he definitely does. Usually he's the loud guy on this team, but he's doesn't sound too good, but still a solid performance from him. Hey, if you don't have to worry about talking, well, you can focus on shooting a little bit more, right? You 12 and 11 from him, a solid performance so far. Yeah, they're going to have a 1-0 lead as we go into the second half. Nobody really close to getting a touch.
That is a dream half for Rise Nation. From the less preferred side, you go up 1-0. You get some streaks to work with as well. And you don't provide many opportunities for any offense from LG really at all. They had, what, 2 pushes really? You heard the comms there during one as they held it off. Gunless got a couple of kills to slow it down, but that's exactly what you want. You need to slow it down from that half, and that's a big part of the reason you see what Methods is like 5 and 4. He's only had 9 engagements, but again, from the bunker spawn, that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, we'll see though. Luminosity, we know they can turn it up at any time. Octane having a bit of a slow game, 5 and 9. And I believe on the Bravo stream, Team Envious just 3-1 E United. So a solid performance from E United to get top 6 once again.
That's top 4 now for Envy, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to go up against Red Reserve next. So that'll be a very solid game. We'll see who's going to get top 3. But here we go. 1-0 Rise Nation. LG, they have to, they have to be on the attack. They have to try and get a flag.
And they're trying to do just that. You said the pressure builds from Ruins and Slack that is going to be able to connect on the hip fire and win it versus Looney. 2 going to be down now, 3 down. Last person going to be Gunless. Can he pull some heroics? He's at least able to pick up 1, but then will drop. TJ spawns in. Will his nade connect with anything? The nade does connect. Big kill to at least slow it down. Slack's still here, and TJ off spawn clutches with 2, and now they want to bring some streaks in. They want to get across the map and try to set up.
Well, I think it was just
that was a preemptive streak.
Yeah, it was a fail-safe, right? Like, TJ, you got to get 2. I'm not going to trust you just into, fully, but there we go. So that is at least 1 streak gone. If you're Luminosity, that is okay.
That's a good point. You at least force one out very early here. If you're LG, you just can't allow Rise Nation to get that offense flowing from this side. You can't get pinned in bunker. I know there's a ton of time here, but you've got to keep the offense. And this is going to be a big part of this is going to be John patrolling mid-map. If he can continue to open up this lane.
That's just one you can't challenge.
That's one you can't win, yeah.
JCap holding this cave side. As long as they have this side control, it should stop Rise Nation, allow them to go on the attack. But there we go. A couple of kills for Rise. A nice stun on a Slacked. He gets taken down by Looney. But there's John. He's spawning up Ruins. He's going to consistently put pressure on this side of the map. So Rise always has to worry about him.
Some decent shots on the Methods, but the AR going to win at that range. Octane beams Gunless there off of wood. He at least opens up that side of the map, so then you can see JCap start to push forward. They can't make that Ruins push until they clear out Looney from top.
Yeah, he's just wasting time up there. That's exactly what he needs to do. He gets a little aggressive, but that's fine. He's going to spawn up with his teammate. This is where the hold has to come in, and that's 1 lane they don't have to worry about. JCap, he's not over there anymore, and Gunless is going to push up towards that cabin. But look at this. 3 Luminosity players pushing this side. TJ able to find 1.
That's tough. I mean, if John gets a little bit more fortunate there, he probably picks up TJ before he kills his teammate. And then you'd have, what, a 2-on-1 here at the flag. You'd probably have a good opportunity to make a score. You'd be spawning him out. Hell, Octane might be able to do it just on its own, but he has a 1-on-1 there. Looney able to shut it down. Rise Nation defense continues to hold. There have not been many opportunities for either side throughout the course of this game.
No, yeah, what was it? Last series that we casted had 11 flag caps. This one has 1 8 minutes in. We know Arden Forest is a slower paced map than London Docks.
And not many touches, though, either. No. There's just been seems like a wall at mid-map. Both teams trying to burst through. Here's a chance, though. You now got a 4-on-2. Looney leading the way here from barrels. Tries to hit the edge, but not able to do it. Now they want to call on the fighter pilot. Going to find kills at the back. Trying to push them at least into bunker. They're funneling into TJ Haley. He's trying to spray from Bell as well. Gunless is there. JCap wins a big 1-on-1 inside. JCap actually gets, well, I think he helps on the kill from Octane as well. There's still at least 1 player here that's Methods trying to do what he can, but as he gets cut down, I feel like all these touches are making it about 5 feet before the team is able to make a defensive play.
And I feel like that's just some miscommunication. I mean, if Methods is going to commit to that streak, they have to wait for Looney. Looney just commits a little bit too quick. As soon as he gets taken down, the fighter pilot comes in. They have no pressure from the middle, so Those comms definitely have to be a little bit better on the Rise side, but that is okay. They still have a 1-0 lead, and again, every single time Luminosity just get map control, Rise is there.
Both teams playing so safe, so patient, but it's getting to be desperation time for Luminosity now. You're only going to have, what, 1 or 2 more kind of 4-man hits?
Yeah, they have to go, right? As soon as they spawn, you imagine they're just going to push through ruins. You can see Slacked, he's just going to go. He has a 1-on-1 versus TJ. But TJ shuts it down.
I thought he was going to win that. Maybe a little bit weak from the gunfight at mid. This might be it. This might be your last chance. Can anyone even get near the defense from Rise Nation? Has just been like an iron wall, man. Yeah, well, I mean, with this much time left, I feel like you kind of have to. They don't have any options right now. Slack does win one, but his help kind of gets cut down there. Slack has a 1-on-1 near cabin. If he can win that, maybe an opening. It's going to be against Methods right now. Methods just trying to delay as long as he can here. Not allow Slack to get anywhere. They're trying to funnel up mid-map. This is the push coming from Luminosity. This is going to be it. Both get cut down. Slack, the last man in range to try and make a play. He at least wins a gunfight, but there's another player, 2 more players to deal with here. Hits the edge. That should be it. It is a 1-0 victory for Rise Nation. It was slow, but I'll tell you what, man, it was intelligent play. Very few mistakes from either side. The defenses were incredible, and you saw so few kind of 3 or 4 down scenarios for either team that just they rarely allowed any kind of opening.
Yeah, Rise Nation clutched up in their base, and then on that second side, it was just TJ and Looney. They just controlled ruins. They didn't allow Luminosity to start that push. As soon as that happens, LG, they have to fight for middle or cabin, and that's just so difficult to do.
It certainly is, and I mean, that had to have been just a frustrating 10 minutes for Luminosity because you just didn't have really any chances to even make a play, to get a flag out, to try and put on a flashy show. I mean, that's what you expect sometimes in Ardent Forwards. It certainly is not London Docks like you mentioned, but I mean, shout out to Rise for the pace they played it at. You know, you heard Looney struggling a little bit in the comms. He's usually that loud vocal leader. Absolutely, you can tell he's a little bit under the weather, but it didn't matter. They still pull out the victory, and that's just mistake-free CTF. I mean, it was a stellar job.
Yeah, it definitely was. A great game out of Rise Nation. And then what's game 4? London Docks, right? I believe it's London Docks
and St. Marie?
Yeah.
Okay, so it has the makings of what could go to a game 5 if Luminosity are able to clutch up and take the hard point. You know, the first hard point, Valkyrie, they played it for the first time, and they smoked them. Since then, though, it's been all Rise Nation. I got a feeling we're seeing a map 5.
I think so too. I think this is one that Luminosity is just great at. If Slacked and John, heck, even JCap at this point can continue to play at that level, but have the big guns on Rise Nation woke up, right? After that game 1, they get things going. Now you have TJ. He's playing extremely well. Gunless, can he turn it around?
It's funny that Luminosity, I mean, obviously they won map 1, but they've run into these situations. Remember back to the final at New Orleans against TK, the map 5 in the second best of 5 was St. Marie, and it was the first time that Luminosity had played at the entire event. They run into these situations where they haven't played a map up to this point, but here at least, able to take it. And you see a shot of Looney there. Yeah, again, under the weather. Maybe he's going to pull out some sort of Jordan performance with the flu.
Yeah, he's just trying to focus up, right? Yeah. I just need to stay here. Stay composed. It's definitely not the best case scenario for him, but again, he's been playing pretty well.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe what you said, the ability to focus a little bit more on the slang and not necessarily as much on the in-game leadership. I talked with him a bit about that on Hot Mic, and yeah, I mean, it can be, I don't know if stressful is the right word, but overwhelming at times when you're trying to focus on gunfights and you're also trying to direct the troops. But it's going to come down to London Docks. Luminosity desperately trying to push a game 5 and secure a chance in another grand final. It'll be back-to-back grand finals for them. This time, though, on the top end of it, where a team would have to beat them in 2 best of 5s, whereas last time they were fighting through from losers and had to try and beat TK in a couple best of 5s. With Team Caliber no longer in the tournament, Luminosity's not going to have to worry about that matchup. We've got, what, Red, Envy, and, well, the matchup with the Rise now remaining.
Yeah, so 4 teams left. Red Reserve going on a heck of a run this morning. They beat FaZe, they beat Optic, beat another team,
Team
right?
Caliber.
TK?
Yeah, and do you think about the run they had last event? It was the, FaZe, E-United, and Optic. So it's like you get Red in the loser's bracket, they go on a run, but focus now back to the winner's bracket final. Map 4, LG must win here if they want to push it to a game 5.
There we go, Slacked. He opens the one up on Methods. Nobody in the hill right now. Gunless takes down his teammate. But a pretty slow start for this map.
Oh, you mean the fact we're 30 seconds in and no one's got a single second?
That's what I'm talking about.
I wonder if like the play clock's going to get involved, because you got to think with the first hard point going this way,
feels like LG, they're just trying to get control of fire and worry about second so much that nobody got in the hill. You have John at 3-0. Cap, he's going to go through gate. Find that one on Looney. Still nobody in that hill. Finally, you have John there.
This is the most unusual scoreline I've seen when you've had nearly 60 seconds into the game. John, though, does start 4-0, and he's working towards streaks here.
That's a big one.
They got to take out one more player in the back. Can they pick off TJ Haley? TJ holds. Second player pushed him. He's trying to get away with his life. Can't get to the edge, so JCap and company are going to be able to flood through the bottom. They've got a 2-on-2 here at the hard point. 2 players spawn out for Luminosity, so the pinch is going to develop. John's going to try and stay alive, but he's being pinched as well.
Yeah, so was that worth it from LG? All that time that they gave up, you know, I mean, John's playing for those streaks. Rise, they just hold this top streak control, do a very good job of breaking on in. LG tried to do the best they could, but shut down by Rise Nation. Now you have Rise in control, but here comes Octane, John, and Slacked.
What is the thing that stood out from LG versus Optic? The fact that they could break through hard points time and time again. They do it again there. Superb stuff to make sure you don't get an early lead here for Rise. An odd scoreline here as we're almost done with the second hard point, 19-17.
Maybe you'll get some time here if Methods loses that gunfight. There we go. So John's gonna hit the final 16. But Rise, they're gonna set up towards these lower docks. You know how good these next 2 hills can be for whatever team. They can really separate them. You have 2 players of LG starting to push that lower dock side.
Yep, you see the call out then coming to Looney. So Looney's going to be flanking here momentarily. He should be able to tag up a couple players in the back. There's the first. See the second, it steps. Nice shots from Looney. Under the weather, but he is beaming. Looney doesn't miss. Going off right now. 6-4 for him. We'll hop to TJ's POVs. He's trying to hold water steps. His teammate Methods in the hard point just racking up time right now. Finally, the pressure going to collapse. You see the minimap, 4 blue arrows now coming in. What can Methods do from this position? He wins the first gunfight, tries to back down, can't transition back in and win another, but he at least delays a little bit for his teammates to get in.
Yeah, I think he did. He bought just enough time. Great job by Methods to find that first kill. Then all the reinforcements come in, but Luminosity, they're already starting to look towards that barrel building. You have John and JCap here, a big win by Gunless. They might spawn that player out. No, he still spawns in the back, but the other 2 do spawn out, as you can see on that mini map. Just 1 player left. That's JCap. Back barrel is trying to do his best, but he is spotted.
JCap trying to stay alive from this position. Pre-fires the door. That was almost perfect. The combination of the grenade in the car and then almost the pre-fire, but not able to get it done. So look at the setup now from Rise Nation. They've got a fantastic setup, and this is a hard point. With early control, you can put up a ton of time. But remember, we saw Optic in this position a couple of times, and LG just busted on through. Well, the first push from Luminosity thwarted.
Yep, Looney doing a great job trying to get pushed out. You have that 1 player that's Methods watching the front with that assault rifle. Luminosity, they're going to try and break from low water. 35 seconds left on this hill. Rise, again, lower docks in this barrel building have really become the 2 money hills for most teams. Gunless trying to find one in the back. He does. That nade comes in for Slack. Looney gets cleaned up, but the spawns are still there for Rise.
And they know they have Octane in the corner. They should be able to clean that up. They're able to do so. Lead now up to 50. Still a very low-scoring game for where we are in it, just due to how it started out. Method some nice shots there to win one against JCap. Our final hard point in the first rotation coming up. Spawn's favoring Luminosity, but Slack's going to have to get in and help. Pressure now coming in through fire. Good help from Slack. Just able to tuck away into a corner, maybe put some shots at least into the player and fire. JCap last one up, though, and he gets pushed from useless. So Rise Nation now have the spawns. They have the chance to tack onto this lead in a big way. Luminosity, I can't believe they have 41 points, and we're heading into, what, our 5th hard point?
Yeah, JCap was set up in the back, but those Rise players spawn up there. JCap, though, fighting right back, gets in the fire. Again, they do a great job. You have Octane 6-13, not having the best series. JCap, though, continues his stellar performance, but as you said, still a 60-point lead. And yes, they have the spawns, but when Rise is spawning down low, it just allows them to put so many nades on that hill. It's so hard to get time. You have to get pushed out towards that water.
Octane has got to step it up in this game if they're going to have a chance to push this to a game 5. He has to. Slacked and Octane now combining to pick up some kills and finally rack up some time. There's only 10 seconds remaining, but they'll get that. Now, through our first set of rotations, Joe, again, I'll always love to ask, but biggest takeaway here, why is Rise having the edge?
I think they do a great job breaking that sort of setup that they had lower docks that allows them to push into that barrel building. LG, they even get the first spawn, right? They have the spawns for it, but Rise break on through. Still only 60 points. As you said, very low scoring first half. LG not out of this. We've seen some crazy comebacks on London docks, but as you said, Octane 10-14, make it 10-15. His counterpart Methods 18-12.
You just got to think, a player of Octane's caliber, he is at some point going to turn it on. And when he starts to turn it on, is that when Luminosity starts to swing back into this game? Or heck, will it just be Slacked and Cap that can lead the way in this series? Racking up some time, Luminosity, but spawns for the next from Main Street will be in the hands of Rise Nation. Looney already pushed all the way up to Underground.
Yeah, so this is what they're doing. They're going to leave this hill time for Luminosity. And the hold is going to start with Looney. So he knows there's probably one underground. This is a big gunfight. That player going to get help. That's John. There's Cap. Can he trade that out? That's Gunless all the way pushed up towards his top street. But look what those spawns come in from Rise. So far away. Luminosity do a great job breaking on in.
This is huge. You know, if you're able to get a lot of time here for Rise, you might put the game away. But LG now have a chance to swing right back into this. They're in the Main Street hard point. They've got all 4 players up. Here comes the flood, though, from Rise. First pick to Looney. Gunless pushing on forward. Knows he has one in the corner, able to win that gunfight. Now there's just a couple of players left here. Really, the only one remaining is going to be Slacked. Slack doing what he can. Slack wins 2. Slack going huge to make sure his teammates can get back in. And then the one that spawns out, Cap spawns out. He's able to find 2, and LG continue to hold.
Cap and Slacked, what have we been talking about today? I mean, those 2 players have stepped it up for LG. They're only down 40 points. They're going to get these last 20. Rise Nation are going to give it up. So LG, they just have to get in a good position. Now spawn up. What are you going to push out together? That's a big first kill on the TJ. But he spawns up in barrel. You just have to wait for that player on the hill. That's Octane. Great shots out of Cap again. Allows them to push up. There's John. They break on in. At least contest. This is a great break from LG.
Absolutely. The last player should be picked. At least the assist does come through. And now, again, it's early setup from Rise. It's broken from Luminosity. Back-to-back hard points, and that's why they're right back in this game. And Octane, you can see, starting to beam a bit. Couldn't snap to the second there, though. 1 player remaining in the hard point. JCap had an important one-on-one against Looney. He was able to win that.
Slide need to win that. That was for streaks. That could have been so huge for them. TJ may not know that, but that gunfight could have changed the game for them. But there's JCap. There's John. John's starting to heat up now on a 2 streak.
John just wants to back up the contest. He's able to do just that. One more, just pushing through that grenade smoke. He doesn't spot him, but you still have Slack to the back. A little bit of an unintentional mantle, but not going to hurt him. Lead now to Luminosity. They were down 60 points early in this game. They've now come back and taken the lead. They've got spawns for barrel as well. Oh my God, what a back and forth fight we've had here.
But Rise is here. They're going to try and break on through the front. Looney able to find 1, but here's John. Great shots from John. He's going to find the 3rd.
Wow. John going off now. 3-piece for John as he is starting to take over the game. Slack pushed all the way out to the kind of water docks. John knows he's got one in the corner. He's getting close to streaks here, Joe.
They got to be worried, though. Is the player going to spawn in the back? No, their teammate does. I was going to say, if they push too far forward, they would allow Rise to spawn back there. But you have a player so far pushed up water. That's exactly what you want. That was JCap. Again, JCap already have 56 interactions. Octane's at, what, 38, 48? I mean, just a great game out of him.
Cap continuing to go massive for this team. Luminosity, if they snag the rest of this time, they'll be just over that 200-point mark. It's a huge lead at this point. What was once a 60-point lead for Rise, now a 60-point lead for Luminosity. Looking to close out this game. I know we all desperately want a Game 5 between these 2 top teams in North America. Let's see it, Crane. And we were wondering if play clock would come into this. I don't think so. There's 2 minutes on it, but it is still certainly possible, depending on how much contest time happens here at Crane.
Yeah, Rise have a solid setup. They have water control. That means LG, they have to go through the top street and fire. That's a big one for Cap. He knows he's going to get pressured, though. Gunless is going to try and watch this cross. Stun comes in. Almost able to win that one on John. So allow LG to flood on through. Slacked and John again. Those 2 have really turned it around for LG in the second half of the map.
And this is still, we haven't seen a single streak, have we? Throughout the course of this. No streaks. Pretty unique for a respawn game mode. Nobody in the hard points. That play clock will continue. JCap doing what he can. Both teams just fighting from these close spawns to try and get in. Just under 20 seconds left here, and we'll get into our 3rd set of rotations. Luminosity just over 30 points away from pushing this to the Game 5. You're going to need Rise to have just a perfect hold here at Statue.
We've seen it before. We have seen it happen. Slack, though, he's going to go through gate. Couple of big gunfights going down towards water. That's Gunless on a Cap. Looney watching his teammates back. Here we go. This could be the spark that Rise needs.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're spawning top, so they're going to need to get a perfect hold here and then also likely bust through Main Street, but still 45 seconds here that they can try and tally up. Looney trying to make plays to hold him from the top. He's able to get one. The second does get traded out. All the kills go the way to Rise Nation, and they're getting right back into this game. Look how deep Luminosity are now spawning. Are they going to be ready to pick this up? You see Looney and company starting to push forward. Looney's gotten to the close edge. TJ, though, able to win the gunfight, still racking up time. This is the exact hold they needed, Joe. They're doing just that. They've got the spawns for next. They've got all the time at statue. There's still one there, though. They still have TJ inside, and TJ wins the one-on-one. And they still got spawns from the bottom. TJ picks up another. At backlights, it's TJ with 3. All 4 drop for Luminosity. And TJ, if he gets in the hard point here, be so close to streaks. Rise. This is unreal, Joe.
Yeah, but Luminosity, they're able to get 2 down. They have the spawns, though, and they're starting to flood the top. Gunless is there. Methods has his teammates back, and Gunless picks up 3. What a play from him.
Gunless finally going to drop. Looney continues to try and push on forward. The lights push thwarted by Methods. He's inside and ready. 210 now hit for Rise Nation. They're looking for a lead change here in moments. But the flood starting to come in for Luminosity as 3 kills to go their way. Gunless is the last one. JCap and Octane get the pick. Now inside is Luminosity. Spawning out back hole is Rise Nation. They've got to make a play. Luminosity can still win it here. They've got to get into the hard point. Octane going to be the next man up to try and hold the edge. He does just that. Octane chops down 2, but on the opposite side, TJ doing what he can. Back in the hard point. Rise Nation, 14 seconds remaining here on Main Street. Play clock under 60 seconds, Joe.
Yeah, but Luminosity all goes down. This will allow them to get that early rotation. You already can see Cap and John are set up. You have Slack towards this driveway. Rise needs a big break here. Nice shot from Looney on the Slack. At least get in, try to contest. They have the pinch. There we go. Gunless and Looney break on in.
That is exactly what you need. The perfect break from them and nice shots from Gunless. 220 now for Rise. They've got to play flawless here. They've got the docks control. Here comes Luminosity. The first kill for John and Slack. They're able to get a couple, and they pick him through the window. Octane with a team kill, but still finds 2. They're able to get back into the hard point. Now Looney, what can he do? He did see one cross low, so he's going to call that out to his teammates. They will be prepared for that. They're contesting as well. The play clock continuing to tick. I know you only need 14 points for Luminosity, 19 for Rise, but as it's contested, the play clock continues to go. Luminosity able to clear 240, well, 239 until another contest comes in.
Like you said, look at Octane, 36 and 31 on a 5 spree, almost gets the bayonet in. For Rise, they get control of this, and they have control of Barrel. They have control of the next hill as well.
You have streaks for Octane, though.
Yeah.
These are going to be huge. Octane, glide bomb, sees everybody. What can he connect on? Not able to finish it. Looney able to tuck away there on the steps and live to see another day. You only need 3 more points. Luminosity has to get in. Trying to push in the front. 22 seconds now on the play clock.
Stay on it.
LG doing whatever they can to contest. They've got 3 players stacked at the front. Looney doing what he can to hold. Picks up 1. Slack gets in. Octane in next with a clear. And that is it. Rise Nation take it 3-1 with it.